Hello, hello, hello. Hey, who's out there? Who's out there? Okay, the MAGA Republicans are at it again. So I hear they want to unimpeach Trump. Okay, I don't know. I mean, they're stupid anyway. So anyway, I'll wait for some of you to come on in and I'm gonna have a cup of Joe and just see what's going on. And while we're at it, let's just let me show y'all. I mean, like, this is really incredible. They will stop at nothing. I think they try to out crazy each other. It's just crazy. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and get my coffee, and I will be right back. But before we can kind of listen to what's going on as far as January 6th. Hi, Joshua. Blessings to you too. Yeah, I'm just kicked back, gonna have me a cup of Joe Coco Ethnic Eats. Yeah, for this. You here for this? Okay, Coco, yes. Yes. So, okay. This is what's going on. The two dum dums, they try to be as I mean, like, and I highlight this thing because people don't know what actually be going on with our taxpayers' dollars and the hearings that they're having, and it's the MAGA Republicans that sucks Donald Trump's, why, all the time, and and it is so crazy the hearings when they. Okay, I'm just gonna say two in particular. The one from the representative for Colorado and the representative for Georgia. Okay. Now these two crazy bitches, really. I mean, this is what goes on in actual hearings. They're not they're not like, trying to help their districts, help the people that are homeless, and what I'm saying, pass legislation for their districts, I mean, for the country in itself. They are on some kind of revenge tour. They want to get Joe Biden. They have tried, they're instituting, they want to impeach Joe Biden. They always have absolutely no evidence of criminality or nothing. And I'm gonna see if I can find some of that so you can see. This shit is weird as hell. It is so amazingly stupid. I mean, like, I just have to laugh, and this is not a laughing matter because these are people that represents these different states. But the shit that they're doing is unbelievable. Anybody with a reasonable mind will be like, "Is that what my taxpayer dollars, my tax dollars are going for this? These shenanigans?" It is. It's awful. I know, but I mean, like, I have to laugh to keep from crying. And I'm so glad I'm not, they don't represent where I live. Because believe me, it will be some shit going on. I will be like holding up them damn banners. Get that dumb bitch out of here. Fuck, bitch. What you doing for me? And so this is why voting plays us is so important. And I know a lot of people, they don't vote. Oh, it's just not going to matter. Your matter votes. Whether you get the outcome that you want or not, your matter vote because they count that vote. So people of Colorado, people of California, people of Georgia, that dumb Marjorie Taylor Greene, her and dumbass Lauren Boebert, both of them are, this shit is hilarious. So I'm gonna see if I can find some of the highlights. I usually, because I may not watch all of it, so I really don't know what is actually going to be going down. But I just hear a little bit and then I save it. So We're gonna go into my saved portions of things, and I want you to see the lunacy of things. So we're gonna start off with a sentencing of the January 6th. So I hope everybody should know about the January 6th thing. Well, these idiots are like praising these animals that did the unspeakable thing, uh, trying to overturn an election for fat orange malignant narcissistic pig. But anyways, we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna go get my coffee. I'll be right back, but I'm gonna let y'all look at something while I'm gone.
About the sentencing for Jan 6 terrorists and insurrectionists who attacked law enforcement and others on that day. And one of the most brutal attacks, probably the most brutal attack, other than Brian Sicknick, who died the next day defending the Capitol, is the story of Michael Fanone, a DC Metro police officer who was dragged out of the Lower West Tunnel during a battle, hand-to-hand combat with these insurrectionists, these terrorists. He was dragged out in his full gear, including his sidearm, by Albuquerque Head, and then attacked by the mob, including by Daniel Rodriguez, 40 years old, who not only attacked him with a stun gun twice in his neck, but Michael Fanone had a heart attack and suffered traumatic brain injury as a result, and no longer can be a member of law enforcement as a result. He even said something so heartbreaking in the courtroom to Judge Amy Berman Jackson before the sentencing of this animal, Daniel Rodriguez, who got 12 and a half years in prison plus a $100,000 fine for what he did, one of the highest sentences for anybody, and deservedly so. When you hear the list of things that Daniel Rodriguez did, including to Michael Fanone, you'll just be thinking, well, why isn't this guy going away for life? He used a wooden pole and beat law enforcement, including Michael Fanone. He used a fire extinguisher against them. He then got a stun gun from another member of the crowd and used it against law enforcement, including tasing Michael Fanone twice in the neck, causing a heart attack and ultimately traumatic brain injury. He then went for his weapon, Fanone's weapon. If it wasn't for Fanone crying for mercy, and that he had children, and not because he felt them going for his gun. I mean, this is like a scene out of The Walking Dead, where the mutants and the zombies attack. These were zombies, except they're alive and not dead, and they're going away to jail for a long, long time. Michael Fanone had his say in court today on CNN being asked about the 12 and a half year sentence, whether he thought that was appropriate. Before we play the clip, one last word. When Michael Fanone was asked about Daniel Rodriguez by the judge during the sentencing, he said, with sort of the dead eyes that have created, that he now has because of his traumatic brain disorder, he said, I don't think about Daniel Rodriguez at all anymore, or that piece of SHIT. And that's where we are with Michael Fanone at the moment, trying to rehabilitate himself and recover some semblance of dignity and faith in a justice system. So let's hear if he believes now the justice system has done right by him with the sentencing today. We'll roll a clip from CNN.
With the stun gun by this man, you also suffered a mild heart attack and concussion that
That's
day.
January 6th, y'all, at the Capitol.
I think the 12 and a half years was appropriate, and I'm satisfied with that sentence.
Do you think it goes far enough? That's exactly appropriate.
With regards to the crimes that Mr. Rodriguez committed, yes, I'm satisfied with that sentence.
You were in the courtroom today. What did you make of his outburst? I mean, Trump won. That's the same lie that was behind the attack on the Capitol to begin with.
I mean, I think what I've been seeing is that is the rule rather than the exception. That there's no remorse on the part of the individuals that committed acts of violence on January 6th, specifically those individuals that assaulted police officers, that destroyed property. I've seen time and time again the pleas for leniency, and then once the sentences have handed down, as it was today, and there was no further acts that could be taken by the court against Mr. Rodriguez, he decided to have an outburst in which he declared that Trump was the winner of the 2020 election.
So there you have Michael Fanone, quite remarkably, saying that 12 and a half years is about right for this particular person. I'm sure he has opinions about other people that fought law enforcement for the soul of America at the Lower West Tunnel, which is the scene and the location of the most brutal fighting and defense by law enforcement to stop them, the terrorists, from getting into the chambers and assassinating and implementing their plan of bloodlust to kill elected officials. And we know that because, and just throw this out there, Rodriguez actually used social media during the attack and proudly declared that he had just tased the F out of the blue, the cops, complimenting himself and congratulating himself for tasing Michael Fanone and causing a heart attack. We've all heard the famous line, drive free for 30 days.
So, people, man, I tell you, I'm not a big fan of cops, but that thing, that's domestic terrorism, y'all. That's on people. That's not people from other countries, this is because of a lie that was constantly told on a certain news thing, Fox News, y'all. And I know most of y'all that's like in the South and other places, Fox News is the news. And they perpetrated this lie. And then they end up getting sued for $787 fucking million. Dominion. I mean, like, I don't understand these people are fucking nuts. And the people that follow them, they got to be like, born with small brains. Because anytime you just believe anything you see or hear, you're lost somewhere. Somewhere is some loss somewhere. So let's go to, let me try and find what they're actually trying to put some forward to unimpeach the orange pig. And these chicks are just stupid as fuck. And they ain't got fucking districts to help their districts. They're doing this shit for the orange bitch. It's just unbelievable. I'm sorry, but this is some strange ass shit. Like, we actually have people that's here, and it's a whole abundance of everybody in this country. But you would think that, well, maybe not. Fuck it. I don't even have the words right now because it is so ridiculous. And this is where our tax dollars are going. For these motherfuckers to hold these theatrical fucking hearings that amount to nothing. It's not helping. It's not helping us. You're put there. You're put in a position to, that's what you call representatives. You represent your fucking district. And if you in the House of Representatives, You got the power of the purse. And this is how laws are made. And these idiots is unbelievable. Is fucking unbelievable. Like, for sure. So let's look at this. And I think this is what I heard where they want to unpeach. I swear, I can't. I can't, y'all. I just can't. Hold on. I just can't. Because it's not coming out of my mouth. And I only watch the news that I know just not gonna be fucking lying and shit. You know, they're gonna tell the fucking truth. So here we go.
There are also new developments in Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the former president for his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Yesterday, a high-ranking 2020 comment on the appearance yesterday.
I would ask John Meacham to put this into historical perspective, but there is no historical perspective when you have a president who's actually been indicted for hush money payoffs. You've got a president who's been indicted for stealing nuclear secrets. You have a president who's being indicted for stealing secrets on invading Iran. You've got a president indicted for stealing other military secrets and highly classified documents. You have a president indicted for obstruction of justice. And now you have a president, we were talking about the Supreme Court. I mean, the Supreme Court, who, again, out of control, running roughshod over the will of the overwhelming majority of Americans. And now we have this president, again, unprecedented. But here we are moving towards, I believe, I think the most serious charges, and the one that I think historians are going to be grappling with long after we are all gone. That is a president charged with conspiracy to commit sedition against the United States of America.
That was the capital. The capital.
You
The
know,
terrorists.
you're right. Historians will be wrestling with it, and as we all do all the time. I think citizens have to wrestle with it now, right? It's so central, and I just really believe that we have a pretty clear choice in this political season. We can choose a constitutionalist, a party that has been pretty faithful to the Constitution, which is the party of the incumbent president, or we can favor a party that has been shockingly but persistently supportive of a insurrectionist or a seditionist. And that's not a sentence we would have said about Eisenhower and Stevenson, right? That was not something that a lot of people grew up with. But it's pretty vital. And you get to ask the question: is any policy so important that you would want to favor someone that you think is a vehicle for that policy, even if they don't and have self-evidently tried to trash the Constitution of the United States? And we could go on, but that's really kind of it. You know, it's pretty basic. Do you want a constitutionalist or do you want an insurrectionist? And,
Insurrection, the orange bitch.
But taxes and judges. Mm-hmm. If we don't have a constitution, taxes and judges aren't going to matter at all.
Stop everything you're doing right
Taxes
now.
and justice won't matter at all. Well, that shit's so true. So, I'm going to tell y'all this. You know, it is important. It is important that we, like, use judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, if it look like it's stupid, if it sounds stupid, I'm gonna do research. Like, this cannot be happening. If somebody tells me something, I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, okay, because you have your ears and your eyes. You have your judgment. Don't let nobody talk you into no fucking cult and none of these other things. And all this shit, it is so, man. I just feel some kind of pain for these states that has these certain people as their reps. And I'm like, they're not doing absolutely nothing. They're sucking the orange bitch dick. I mean, like, he's gonna be gone away, but your legacy is gonna be there of what you was actually doing when the people put you in office to represent them. What do you have to show for it? All of your policy toting was about this orange bitch, not about the people that put you in office to represent them. Like homelessness, like for instance, the children having food in schools, like lunch. I mean, like a lot of whole fucking different things that people actually think about. Don't nobody think about this shit that you bringing on. Don't nobody care about the orange bitch. What are you doing? I think they just make it very much very easy for the Dems, the Democrats. They make an easy win, and then what do you think they're gonna do when they're out? So this is the one that is so fucking stupid to me. These bitches, they just don't stop being stupid. I think they try to out stupid each other. Unbelievable. We're gonna take a look at this. I really don't. I think they try to out stupid, out crazy, out MAGA each other, and these are the resolutions. They're bringing resolutions to unimpeach a bitch, a orange bitch, a criminal motherfucker. Okay, what about the people in your fucking district? You dumb whores. This is fucking crazy. But it is what it is. So let's see how this shit gonna work out. Cause really, I have no idea. And I don't even think it's a thing.
President of the National Action Network and host of MSNBC's Politics Nation, Reverend Al Sharpton, and chief White House correspondent for the New York Times, Peter Baker. Great group this hour, as usual. So let's get into this moving backwards rather than going forward Republican concept for you.
You mean trying to rewrite history?
Rewrite history, but also continue to lose. And you talk about addition. They like to do subtraction. They love subtraction.
Well, and another thing is, and anybody that's run a successful political campaign will tell you this, people want to talk about the future.
Right.
They don't want to talk about the past.
You want to bring people in.
The reason Donald Trump won't win a general election is he's always talking about the past, not the future. That's what has defined him over the past several years. And now you have the House, again, just an absolute chaos. And now what are they doing? They're looking back. They're trying to do something they can't do, which is to
another gesture?
An unimpeachment process. I don't know. It's crazy.
Two House Republicans, Elise Stefanik and Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, we're coming up with a.
Stop everything you're doing.
We're coming up with a commercial, but so y'all see, I mean, this shit is actually happening in the fucking House. It's crazy.
Sponge the impeachment votes against former President Donald Trump. Stefanik's office said in a press release that it would be, quote, as if such articles of impeachment had never passed the full House of Representatives.
Gesture. All they do are gestures.
It's totally unclear if such resolutions are even legally possible. House practices offer no guidance.
I'm sorry, this is too stupid. I don't even read this story.
It's so stupid. What is happening to this woman?
This is too stupid.
We already know about Marjorie Taylor Greene. She came baked into the cake. But what the heck?
I mean, well, just shameless, but that's okay. That's okay. This is so stupid. I think let's instead talk about, again, their bigger problem, Peter Baker. Gestures. This is all they do. They do gestures, and we talked about it yesterday. They do this, and then they go out. I mean, why would you do this? It makes no sense. Doesn't make any sense legislatively. But if their only focus is raising money for themselves, which they can do, the more freakish ideas they have, the more freaks out there send them $25. And this actually makes perfect sense for them, just not for the rest of the party.
Yeah, look, in an era of divided government, a Republican House can't actually pass a whole lot that's going to go into law with a Democratic Senate and a Democratic White House. So you're left doing messaging bills like this, or messaging efforts like this that are all about signaling to your base. It's a remarkable idea that you're going to try to expunge impeachment, even if you thought the Ukraine one was kind of tendentious. The second one is would be absolving Donald Trump of what happened on January 6th. I can't imagine that every Republican in the House is all that eager to do that. Do they really want to get that debate going again? Maybe they do, but that's a remarkable situation for them. Remember, most senators, Republican senators who voted to acquit him, and he was acquitted, therefore you don't really need an expungement, but he was acquitted. And most Republican senators said they only acquitted him because by that point he had left office, not because they thought he wasn't guilty of it. And so I think that this is putting a lot of Republicans who would just as soon not revisit this in a bad place if they actually come to a vote. And they may never get to a vote. It may just be about putting their statement out, but that's not where a lot of Republicans would like to be right now.
Put the statement out, get the money from their contributors. And John Heilman, again, I mean, we've talked about it before. And what you do, you hurt the 14, 15, 16 Republicans who are in Biden districts that Joe Biden won. And somehow these Republicans also won. And in these swing districts, every one of these issues just makes people in the district go, wait, why did we send a Republican? Why are we letting we vote for Republican?
There you have it.
Marjorie Taylor
The
Greene
theatrics is about getting money.
Why are we doing that?
That's all they care about, themselves.
This gesturing, Peter
But
said
those people in Colorado, those people in California, those people and all these other states,
even when they had the
they're not repping them.
In that house,
They're repping themselves, doing the most outrageous, coming up with the most outrageous shit, and they know this shit is outrageous. But yet, maybe they lacking in some funds. What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, like, and this is that city, that state. That's that's where the tax dollars are going. I feel so sorry for them. I mean, like, I am so glad that I actually live somewhere where the reps actually rep for me. You put them in. I'm no Democrat, no Republican. I'm independent. Whoever I think is gonna do the best job, because I have voted for Republicans before, but it was lower level things like that. Because but the things that's happening now, and how the MAGA Republicans have like really taken over the Republican Party is. Like, they come out with the most ridiculous shit ever. Like, you have districts that need your help, and you like sucking the orange man's dick? Are you fucking serious? He is gone. He got 37 fucking charges against him, and there's more to come. He got shit coming up in Georgia. Oh my God, civil lawsuits. He's toast. He's done. What the fuck? I don't get it. You want the people, the small-minded people that support him, because there's got to be something wrong with them. Because I know when a motherfucker fucking me. I know, like, hey, wait a minute. I know when a motherfucker lied to me. Like, hey, wait a minute. And yet, so something's wrong. But we have a lot of mentally ill out there, and a lot of slow motherfuckers, and them fucking hillbillies, they really need to get some help. So let's go here. So I think this is in a hearing, so we're gonna go there. And I'm having my cup of joe, and I know it's late, but you can have a cup of joe any day, anytime you want, right? I do. So if you need a cup of joe, get that cup of joe. Okay. So let's go here. Hold on. This is the dumb bitch. This is the Georgia dumb bitch that do not represent Georgia at all. She's a snake. She's a snake pit. And we're gonna go back a little bit. She's a fucking snake pit. She's a dumb bitch. Oh, and then hopefully I can find the other dumb bitch because on the House floor they actually got into it, and this bitch called the other dumb bitch a bitch. So I can call them bitches all day long. Really, I can. And so, cause there's some other words I can describe these hoes as, but whoo, Lord have mercy. Let's go.
More lies to the American
Listen
people
to this
and
dummy.
perpetuate the fake narrative that January 6th was an insurrection.
Driving out anyone who dares to think
That's
for himself
Raskin.
or herself. But don't take my word for it. Just read Friday's statement by the twice impeached inciter of insurrection, sexual abuser, defamer of women.
He's talking about the orange dick.
Of national security secrets, war plans, and top secret classified documents himself.
Raskin.
I hear that is his full
Raskin be
the
killing it.
Revolution is a weapon of mass distraction from Trump's indictment by a Florida grand jury on 37 federal charges relating to obstruction and unlawful retention of defense information for storing dozens of classified, secret, and top secret documents at his Florida resort.
Jeez, Democrats are fired up today.
Simple point is getting lost. Republicans will do anything, say anything, and spend any amount of money to hide the basic truth that their leader is a criminal, corrupt, narcissistic buffoon.
From absolutely obliterating GOP talking points during the Durham hearing today, they marched to the House floor without breaking any sweat and just used their time to expose yet another exhausting waste of taxpayer dollars.
If Adam Schiff had
That's the other dumb bitch.
left, he would resign from Congress in disgrace.
Recognized. One of my colleagues says,
What's
we
up,
will
Goldman?
hold members accountable. You are the party of George Santos.
George Santos, the
Who are
liar.
you holding accountable? The guy is an alleged and acknowledged liar and indicted, and you protect him every day. Don't lecture us with your projection and your defense of Donald Trump. It's pathetic, and it's beneath you, and it's beneath this body, and I yield back.
Thank the General for yielding and for his great
Miss Pelosi.
presentation today. Today we are on the floor of the House where the other side has turned this chamber where slavery was abolished, where Medicare and Social Security and everything were instituted. They turned it into a puppet show. A puppet show. And you know what? The puppeteer, Donald Trump, is shining a light on the strings. You look miserable. You look miserable. The only advantage to all of this is that instead of reversing what we did on the IRA to save the planet, or reversing what we did to reduce the cost of prescription drugs, you're wasting time. Adam Schiff is one of the greatest members of that.
Gentleman's time has been an attempt to censure Adam Schiff, which, after his exchange with Durham today, Republicans will be praying happens because, well, this was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you read what's in the cable and what's in the report as to what
This
the
dumb
diplomats
asshole.
Reported was there was
Get him, Adam!
the suggestion that the Russians could help. They had damaging information as to Mrs. Clinton. And
By releasing it anonymously, right?
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. That asshole right there, he's pretending like he don't know shit. He was the
Stolen
investigator.
emails through cutouts, did they not?
there were emails.
Look at this
Simple
bitch.
question. Did they release information, stolen information through cutouts, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm not sure that
Really don't know the answer to that? The answer is yes, they did.
That's
They
Adam
released
Schiff,
to-
y'all.
Yes.
Well, Mueller's answer is yes.
More important than 9, Mueller's answer was yes. Now, that information, of course, was helpful to the Trump campaign, wasn't it? I don't think there's any question, but that the Russians intruded into, I just want to hacked into the systems. They released information, and that was helpful to the Trump campaign, right? And the conclusion in the ICA and
answer the question,
Mueller investigation was that the Russians intended to assist. You answer my question, Mr. Durham. That was helpful to the Trump campaign, right? Yeah, that's and Trump made use of that, as I said, didn't he, by touting those stolen documents on the campaign trail over 100 times? I said I don't really read the newspapers or listen to the news. I don't really reliable, so I don't know that. Mr. Durham, you're totally oblivious to Donald Trump's use of the stolen emails on the campaign trail more than 100 times. Did that escape your attention? I am not aware of that.
As expected, Jamie Raskin wasn't going to waste a second of his time to call to attention what this hearing is really about. Bottling up to the twice indicted, twice impeached, twice... Sorry, how does it go again?
Driving out anyone who dares to think for himself or herself. But don't take my word for it. Just read Friday's statement by the twice impeached inciter of insurrection, sexual abuser, defamer of women, and indicted pilferer of national security secrets, war plans, and top secret classified documents himself. On Friday, Trump posted this order to his followers and this unveiled threat to anyone who would dare to defy his control over the GOP. Quote, any Republican voting against Adam Schiff's censure or worse should immediately be primaried, he wrote. The Luna resolution is a weapon of mass distraction from Trump's indictment by a Florida grand jury on 37 federal charges relating to obstruction and unlawful retention of defense information for storing dozens of classified, secret, and top secret documents at his Florida resort, in his bathroom, his bedroom, and beyond, and then refusing repeatedly for more than a year to return any of these official documents to the archives and the FBI. It's amazing to me that they have to change the subject from one of Donald Trump's current offenses against America to one of his older offenses, welcoming Russian interference in the 2016 presidential campaign.
This is all they have. Fake outrage, culture wars, gas stoves, gun violence, police donation. It's the leading cause of death amongst children. But Republicans would rather spend time discussing the war on gas stoves, public urination in D.C., and now censoring a member across the aisle.
Speaker, Republicans care more about personal vendettas and sucking up to Trump than about doing what's right for the country. Adam Schiff has been an incredible member of Congress. He exposed Trump's lies and corruption, impeached him, and got a bipartisan conviction vote in the Senate. He's passed real and consequential laws that solve real problems and help real people. And what's the sponsor of this censure done? What's Congressman Luna's record? I want her constituents to know, in her congressional career, 5 out of the 6 legislative items she's ever introduced are about Adam Schiff. I mean, doesn't she have anything better to do? Like, I don't know, help her district? This is what's known as lunacy. And it's all about deflection, retaliation, and distraction from Trump's 37 felony charges. The people who came up with the big lie want to censure Adam Schiff for telling the obvious truth, all so they can defend a 3-time loser ex-president who's been indicted more times than he's been elected. What an embarrassing day for this institution. What an insult to the American people. I urge a no vote, and I stand proudly with Congressman Schiff.
I want to thank the chairman of the Rules Committee for those astute remarks, and I will note that dozens of members of our caucus have come to stand with Mr. Schiff today, while the sponsor of this resolution, Ms. Luna, appears to be completely isolated over on her side of the aisle.
And it would be one thing if these hearings were going their way. They're getting absolutely battered like a fish in Scotland. Left, and centre.
Look at dumb Comer. That my girl is.
About guns as we've had on voting rights, and every time seemingly we have a hearing on voting rights, we're talking about the fact that people are cheating. So let's talk about who's cheating. I got a few articles. Are you familiar with the fact that there was recently a settlement with this little news company called Fox News? Yes. Oh, okay. That was for about $780-something million. Was it because they were lying about the election?
Yes, it was for a...
okay, there we go. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to keep going.
The Grand Appliance Party is going to make sure
this one I love.
Gas stove goes nowhere. You might own a small business, and you are worried about how you're going to pay your employees if we default. The good news for you today is that if you have to shutter your business because the country defaults, your gas stove will still be there. And so,
wait a minute, I gotta stop there. What he's talking about, do you know these fucking idiot Republicans had an actual hearing talking about, they would talk gas stoves. Biden is trying to take your gas stoves. So he is referring to that, and this is during the default. They wanted to they wanted to cut Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and everything. Biden said, go fuck yourselves. No. So they had to come to a resolution. So these are the kind of hearings that they're actually having, the Republicans. This is the shit that they're bringing up, and the Democrats have to fucking debunk the shit, have to go in on their ass, and they're doing it because they don't have a vision. They don't know how to govern. So this is what they do. And this is why the other Dems, they're doing it because Democrats, they usually don't know how to message. But I guess they're tired too of the fucking shenanigans that the fucking MAGA Republicans are bringing. Put it on the House floor. The House floor is what institute laws, and they pay for them. And they have to send it to the Senate, and the Senate votes on that. But there's nothing going to the Senate because the House, these MAGA Republicans, so they're the majority now. So if they wasn't a majority, we would have some real legislation going on in the House. But this is what the fuck people voted in. So watch your fucking vote and vote these dumbass Republicans out.
I look forward to the legislation of our time, the Appliance Bill of Rights that might come in front of this committee, and joining in this fight together.
Quite frankly, a terrible game plan.
That's the dumb other dummy.
Because anything beats
that's Orange Pig. It's orange as
has
hell.
a lot of things messed up, and California is not the model that the United States needs. As a matter of fact, their government policies are atrocious.
And
so if California decides to send Adam Schiff to Senate, they will be sending.
So this bitch here, that's Marjorie Toilet Green. This whore, she is the most dick-sucking bitch ever. Whew, I tell you, and she just as dumb as the other brunette, the brunette Lauren Boebert. These hoes, that bitch and the brunette bitch, they're the dumbest motherfuckers in the house. And they actually got, okay, I'm going to tell you why they actually had a fight on the House floor. I mean, not a physical fight, but this dumb bitch, the blonde bitch, called the brunette bitch a bitch. When they both bitches. The dumbest bitches ever. Dumb and dumber. Or dumber and the dumbest. So they were actually fighting because this dumb bitch, the blonde bitch, she wanted to put resolutions on the House to impeach Biden for no reason at all. Not criminality, not nothing. They don't have nothing. So the brunette dumb bitch copied her shit. So they was fighting about it. Unbelievable. This is what they're doing. These are the kind of heroes. This is the kind of shit that they bring it to the House floor. And Kevin McCarthy, that goofy ass, the worst fucking shitbag Speaker of the House ever in our time. I don't think it can ever get worse than that.
Liar. Well, all I have to say is good luck. Keep it up, and we'll see you in 2024.
Hey, Midas Mighty, love this report. Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram.
So, yo, I'm telling y'all, this shit is fucking brutal. I mean, like, if these are gonna be the type of fucking leaders the MAGA, the Republicans have that's supposed to be so conservative, they're fucked. Basically fucked. And That's why a lot of people are leaving the Republican Party because of this fucking fiasco. And I'm going to end on this note, but I am so fucking certain that those dumbass Republicans gonna come up with some more shenanigans, and I'll bring it to you as I get it. I love you guys. Hit the like button for me because it's gonna be more to come. This shit gets juicier and more scandalous as ever. Oh, I feel sorry for those states that the MAGA Republicans represent. They're getting absolutely shit. Nothing. See y'all later. Smooch. I'm gonna come back later. We're gonna have a Freaky Friday. Fish day. I got some shit up my sleeve. Power to the people. I love my people. Smooches. I'm out of here.